What's up, what's going on YouTube? I'm back with another video as usual. So right now I just backed up into the dock. I got a bunch of shredded bales, recycling bales. I come to this place often, but I never came down here to the bottom. I got a couple of videos in the past where I always come here, but I never come to the bottom part. I always go to the top part, and I get loaded with jumbo paper rolls. But this time around, I started off my morning coming to the bottom area, getting unloaded with the shredded jumbo paper bales, recycling paper bales. It was my first time coming down here. It's a long hill, and you just back down the hill, and they unload you. You cannot get outside and walk around. It's cold anyway, so I don't want to get outside anyway, so it's cool. But once I'm emptied right here, I'm gonna go back up to the top, and I'm gonna get reloaded with jumbo paper rolls. So I got 2 loads in the same area, the same building, so it works out perfectly for me. So once we're done getting unloaded here, we're gonna go straight up to the top. We're gonna reload the trailer with some jumbo paper rolls. We're then gonna go to the yard. We're gonna drop that trailer, and we're gonna pick up an empty trailer, and we're gonna go do a drop and hook, pick up some recycling, and we're gonna go straight out to New Hampshire. We're gonna get unloaded with that recycling, and we're gonna reload at the bottom of that building with some more paper. So it's gonna be all paper today. Paper on top of paper on top of paper. We're gonna be just working with nothing but paper to make that paper. You feel what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's real cold out. It's getting so cold out these days, man. Man, it's just a reminder that winter is right around the corner. So yeah, man, I also wanted to talk about some things today, man, because I've been getting a lot of questions being asked about, you know, hair follicle tests. Well, alright, drug tests in general, when it comes to trucking and drug tests in general, and I do want to talk about that. So we're definitely going to chop that up, you know, about drug testing and trucking. So I do want to cover that real quick. But yeah, man, so that's going to be pretty much our day, just delivering a bunch of paper, all recycled and jumbo paper rolls. That's pretty much what we're working with today. If all goes well, that's what we'll be doing today. There's those times where the clock is running out. I've been at a place for way too longer than I should have, and it don't always work out like that. But that's just what we're supposed to be doing today. By the end of this video, we'll see if the day goes as it's supposed to go. We'll find that out. But right now, that's pretty much what we're supposed to be doing today, man. So it's gonna be a very busy day nonetheless. A lot going on, a lot of work, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, man, let's get talking about this, man. Let's talk about trucking and drug testing. All right, thank you, sir.
Have a good one.
You too. So we already got the paperwork. That was quick and easy. I was probably in this door for about 10, well, not even the door. It's not a door. But I was probably in this dock for about 10 minutes, if that. Real quick. So now we're going to just pull out from this dock door, and we're going to go right up, and we're going to go around, and we're going to back into another door at the top of the building, and we're going to get loaded up with some jumbo paper rolls. So let's do that, and man, let's do that first, and then we'll get to talking about, you know, trucking and drug testing, because that seems like a topic that a lot of truck drivers want to talk about. Well, a lot of people who want to get their license, it seems like to be a topic that a lot of them want to talk about. So I figure, why not talk about it? So this is the hill that I had to back straight down. It was pretty easy. It wasn't nothing hard. It's a pretty easy hill to back down. It's a lot steeper than what it looks due to the camera angle, but it's definitely a steep hill. But again, it's not hard to back down. It's just straight, you know, straight back. I did have to watch out for the concrete wall on the left side, but there's plenty of space to maneuver around that. So when you come out of there, all I gotta do is just turn around, come from up out of that dock, take a left, and then just continue straight towards the other side of the building, which is the top part of the building. This is the top part is where we get loaded up at with the jumbo paper rolls. And this is where we came from right now, the bottom part. That's where I just came from, getting unloaded with the shredded paper. Shredded recycling paper. They got about 3 guys on the forklift who do the job at once. So it's pretty quick. And the top part, you come down this way. So I would have to, I do have to check in before. Well, normally what I typically do is I back into a door first. I back into a door first up here, and then I go inside and check in because I want to make sure I get a door. Because if for any reason let's say I don't back into a door, I go check in, I come out, and now there's someone in the door. Now I gotta wait for him to get out of the door if there's no other doors. So it's just best that I just back into a door right now. It's just quicker to easier to do it that way. That's how I've been always doing it. When I first started coming here, I didn't know no better. And I would just go inside first and then back into a door. But, you know, after, you know, so long of going places, they let you know, hey, by the way, if you want, you could just do it this way and, you know, make things easier. So that's just what I do. So, yeah, man, hopefully there's a door. And out of all the doors here, there's that specific door that I like going in, which is door 6 or door 5. Because it's away from the building. Door 4 is the door that's right next to the building, and it's the toughest door to get in which I think I'll be going in. All right, well, there's 2 trucks already in the door and a trailer. Both drivers are getting out of their trucks, so possibly they're already loaded. So while I wait for a door to get empty, I'm just gonna park my truck off to the side, and that way when one of those trucks pull out, I could just pull in the door. But in the meantime, between time, I am gonna go inside and check in. That way I'm already checked in and got my fingers crossed that, you know, another truck doesn't come trying to grab that door before I do. That shit will piss me off. Alright, so I'm out the way. So I'm gonna go check in. Yeah, this place though, normally I don't be here long. So we got door 4, 5, and 6. I like going in door 6 or door 5. I hate door 4. I hate door 4. It's just harder to go in. So I don't know how long these guys are gonna be in the door, but whoever comes out next. Alright, they got that closed off. So I gotta open this door and go check in right there. And I'm good. So he's gonna pull out of this door and I'm gonna pull back in it. And it's the door I didn't even want to go in, but it's an empty door nonetheless, so I'm gonna go in that door when he pulls out. So while he's pulling out, I'm just gonna pull up over there and I'm gonna wait for him to pull out, and then once he pulls out, I'm just gonna back in. So far the day's going pretty good for me. I got on a red light within a few minutes after backing into the door, so you know, it's just me and another truck, another trailer in the middle door, so it might go pretty smooth this morning as far as getting out of this door. So yeah, man, so like I was saying, I was sitting to record, but yeah, man, like I was saying, there was a couple of questions being asked about drug testing and trucking, and you know, how does that work, and you know, my results and everything, because I did share a little story, a little clip of a story of how I failed my hair follicle test in the past. Shared a little bit of it. I just want to tell the story again, but this time go a little bit deeper into it. So this was maybe about, I'll say about maybe 4 years ago, almost, yeah, about 4 years ago or so, when I was first trying to get my CDL. There was a company called Hirschbach. There was offering, you know, they was offering to pay for my schooling and my classes and everything to get my CDL. So I took the opportunity. So what they did was, they did my background and everything. Everything checked out. They checked to make sure my license is in good standing. Everything checked out. I had my CDL permit, so that checked out. So everything checked out. I was approved, you know, for the CDL sponsored program. So what they did was, they paid for me a flight, sent me the tickets, sent me all my itinerary through email. They flew me out to Kansas City, Missouri. They paid for my hotel, they paid for my food and my flight. Sent me out to Kansas City, Missouri. They put me in the a Holiday Inn. I believe it was a Holiday Inn hotel. Nice hotel, you know. They put me in the Holiday Inn, and it was supposed to be I believe it was supposed to be a 14-day or a 4-week program. I'm not 100% sure. I cannot remember because it was, you know, 4 years ago. I don't remember exactly how long the program was because I didn't even stay there that long. But anyways, nonetheless, the first day I went, all right, so they flew me out. When I flew out, you know, that day was to know, you know, just get settled in and everything. The next morning was the day when I was starting the class. So the next morning, you know, it's basic stuff, orientation, pretty much. All right, yeah. So the next morning, they have a van that comes to the hotel to pick up the classmates. I probably had about maybe like 4 or 5 other people in that van with me. They have the van, and we get to take the van to the hotel. That way, when we get back to the hotel, we could take the van to go do personal things, food shopping, whatever we wanted to do, go to a gym or something. It doesn't matter. You could take the van wherever you need to go. But anyways, long story short, the next morning after getting there, it was orientation, signing the paperwork, orientation, you know, giving your ID again, re-verifying, everything all like that. Pretty smooth. Brought us lunch, you know, told us history of, you know, the company and what's to be expected, you know, just introductory level things like that. Then they let us know tomorrow we'll be taking drug tests, you know, we do urinalysis and hair follicle tests. Alright, cool with me, you know. Ain't no biggie. I don't do drugs, don't smoke, don't sniff, I don't shoot, don't do drugs, never did any hardcore drugs, so I'm cool with it. And then people tell me, oh yeah, they go back about 15 years. Listen, they could go back to the day I was born. It does not matter. They're not going to find nothing in my system because I don't do drugs at all. So I had nothing to worry about. I was cool with it. So, you know, that class was over, you know. I know next day they're going to snip my hair because they let me know we take hair follicle. So I was like, damn. I didn't know I could take hair from my legs or my arm, but it has to be a certain amount. So I said, well, you know, I'm just going to let them take it from the back of my head. At that time, I had dreadlocks. My hair's short now, but a few years ago, I had dreadlocks. I had long locks down to my shoulders. So anyway, I said, you know what? They could just take a little bit off the back of my head. It's not going to be noticeable. It's cool, whatever. So the next day, van come. The next day, we all get in the van. You know, we shoot out to class. I noticed there's like 3 people not missing anymore. I already know in my mind. I'm like, yeah, I already know why. Because they heard the drug test. They heard that drug test. They're like, yeah, I don't think I'm going to pass that. Like, come on, I put 2 and 2 together. I'm not dumb. I already know what time it is. I know good and damn well that them three people wasn't going to pass. And then there was also another guy. He was an older guy. When I tell you this guy was shaved down, his whole head was bald. His face was shaved. His arms, his legs, everything was shaved. And he told them he was shaved because he had he got infested with ticks or some shit like that. A bunch of ticks bit him up, or he got infested with ticks. Some shit like that. But again, I'm not dumb. Like I heard the story, so I know that's not why. I think, and I know, can't prove it, but I know it's because he understood there was going to be a hair follicle test more than likely. So they told him they're going to send him home because they need some type of hair to test. So they'll send him home, and when he grows in some hair, he can, reapply and possibly come back at a further time. So they gave him a bus ticket to send him on his way home, and he exited the class, within like 10 minutes. They got him out of there. But me, I don't care, I'm fine. So, second day orientation, learning more about trucking and the company, the basics, stuff like that, getting us ready, taking us out to the truck, learning the pre-trip, learning, the brakes, learning everything around the truck and under the hood, just learning the truck, learning everything we need to know. Before the end of the day comes, take our drug test, do my urinalysis, I do my hair follicle. Again, I know I don't do drugs. I'm not pressed. I'm cool about it. Take my test. We got maybe 2 hours. I said, hey, we got 2 hours. Can I go back in the truck? I want to get familiar with the truck. I'm not here to bullshit. I came to get a CDL. I'm leaving with a CDL. So while everyone else got a couple of hours extra, they're trying to go back to the hotel. I'm asking, can I just go back into the truck, and can I just, review the truck, feel the truck? The third day was going to be the maneuvers. The first 2 days was just getting familiar with the company. The second day was getting familiar with the truck, getting familiar with how the truck operates under the hood, the brakes, what I'm supposed to be looking for, small, they're starting you off small, slow. And the third day was supposed to be reviewing the whole pre-trip and everything, and then starting on maneuvers. So either way, like I said, the second day, cool. I'm like, you know what? I already did my drug test. I did the classroom work. Everything's good. We got a couple of hours left. Everyone's trying to get in the van to go back to the hotel, but I want to personally go back to the truck, and get more, familiar with the truck. So we all agreed to just stick around because I want to stick around. So everybody agreed with me. You know what? Let's just stick around. So we stick around. Everyone's, doing the thing with the truck. I'm inside the truck. I'm reviewing the truck. Getting my, my extra time in. Mind you, this is all paid for as well. I get paid to be here. So not only I'm getting paid to be there, I'm getting my food is paid for, my hotel, and my flight was paid for. So I'm covered all the way around. I don't need money for nothing. I'm good. So anyways, that was the second day. The third day, I ended up getting sick. I ended up getting sick the third day. Yeah, I ended up getting sick because I don't know if it was weather shift, because where I came from, it was a lot more cold, and when I get out here, it's more on a warmer side. I don't know if that had anything to do with it, being in a whole different atmosphere. Mind you, I'm coming from the East Coast, and here I go fly from the East Coast to the Midwest. So I don't know if that had anything to do with it, or if there was just something going around. I don't know. All I know is I didn't feel good at all. I had a slight fever. So they told me to stay out, go get a COVID test, just to make sure I don't have COVID. So I stayed out. The third day, I stayed out. I went to, I took the van, the company van. I took it. I drove out to CVS. I got a home COVID test kit. I went back to the hotel with my medication and my tea, my orange juice. I had cold medicine. I grabbed all that up from CVS. Went back to the hotel. I took the COVID test. Came back, said I was negative from COVID. So I let them know. Test said I was negative. They said, okay, get rest up for the rest of the day. Just come back in tomorrow morning and we'll resume from there. Cool. The next day come, I rest that whole day. I just slept because I was pissed. I'm like, damn, I'm coming out here to get my CDL. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to get this. I'm ready to learn. The most important stuff is out the way as far as the paperwork go. I'm ready to just get in this truck, learn these maneuvers, learn this pre-trip, learn this brake trip, so I could get it popping, right? And I ended up getting sick, so I'm like, shit. So that third day, that whole day, I slept, tried to sleep it off. When I woke up the next morning for class, felt a lot better. I'm like, oh, maybe it was just something I just had to pass through my system. Yeah, I felt a little more, still felt slight sick, but it was cool. I didn't feel as bad as I did, yesterday with the fever, the head pounding, the coughing. It was more controllable and more bearable. Went to class. First top of the morning, did some more, they did more talking. Went over the pre-trip. They gave us the script, how we're supposed to learn this pre-trip. Now we're gonna go outside and we're gonna do this pre-trip. So now we're outside, we're by the truck, whatever. Time's going by. So, you know, one of the instructors, he went inside, came back outside, pulled me to the side, said, hey, can I talk to you? Pulls me to the side. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what this is about. Goes to pull me to the side. He goes, yeah, so we got your drug test results back. You passed the urinalysis, but the hair follicle test showed up negative. I meant positive. I said, positive? How? I don't understand. He's like, I don't know, I can't tell you. We just send the results off to the lab and then we just get the results back and it's just showing that it's a positive result. I'm like, positive for what? And he couldn't tell me. I'm like, that's crazy because how can I pass a urine test but I can't pass a hair follicle test? Remind you, I said I don't do drugs. And I'm not just saying it. I actually don't do drugs. I don't do drugs. I don't touch drugs. Yeah, I might have smoked some weed here and there, you know, in my younger years. Come on, but that's over 20-something years ago. So long ago. There's no way you're going to find 25-year weed from like 20 years ago. It's not 25 years ago. It's not happening. And on top of that, I done cut my hair how many times between that 20-something years ago? It's not happening. So either way, I still shouldn't have failed it though, you know? I don't do no other drugs. I never did no other drugs. So why is it showing up drugs? And if it was marijuana, it would be easily to say, oh, well, it's marijuana. Well, this is what I'm thinking, right? But I knew it couldn't have been that, you know? So I failed the fucking hair follicle test. I'm like, damn, this is crazy. This is crazy. So I can't even go on now. I can't even proceed. So he tells me, unfortunately, you can't. I was like, there's no way I can redo this test. Like, you could take hair from another part of my head, another part of my body, because I don't do drugs. I'm trying to plead with them. Like, I'll take a blood test. Like, there's no reason why I should have had failed that test. Unfortunately, we're going to have to send you home. We're going to book you a bus ticket. I'm like, bus ticket? What? I flew out here, which took, 6 to 8 hours, I believe. Not sure. And you want me to take a bus ticket, which is going to take maybe 2 days? No. All right, I'll just pay for my own flight back. If I have to leave, I'm just going to pay for my own flight back. So they said, okay, we're going to cover your hotel room for the rest of the day. You'll have to check out tomorrow. I'm like, shit, man, this is crazy. So they got me a cab, and they got me a cab back to the hotel so I could start packing up and booking my flight. Luckily, I found a flight that was leaving the next morning, which I was so grateful for. Yeah, and I packed up my shit. The next morning came, I checked out. The van took me, they got me into a taxi, took me to the hotel, to the airport, and I got on my flight back home. And when I did that, I ended up finding out, on my flight back home, I also found out that my fiance's brother-in-law also passed away. So not only was I coming home pissed off because of my situation, now I lost a friend as well. So it's like a double-edged sword, like sticking me from both angles, on one side of the neck each. Bow, no CDL. Bow, lose a good friend. So it was a bunch of things going on there. But I say all that to say this. There's people out there who have passed the hair follicle test. That's good. But as for me, for someone who don't do drugs, I shouldn't have failed that test. And it also set a precedent in my mind that I'm never gonna ever trust these companies again to test my hair, because I failed it last time for no reason. So now I don't trust it. And on top of that, I talk to a lot of people on social media, and the majority of the people, well, not even a majority, all the people who said they failed it, they all look like me. And I'm not trying to make this a race thing. I'm not saying it's because I'm black. I'm not saying that. It could be very well something with our hair texture. We do have a different type of texture here. It could be, I don't know what it could be. I just don't know. But all I know is all the people who said they had the same situation, we all look alike. We all have the same phenotype, the same skin color. So I don't know if the test, is geared more towards, the dominant society. So when they test us, it's different. I don't know. All I'm saying is that's kind of, it's just weird. It's weird. It's just weird. So anyways, long story short, so that right there got me like, I'm never going to trust another company to cut my hair again, just for that reason alone. Because there should be no reason why I'm failing a drug test if I don't do drugs and never touch drugs, especially no hardcore shit. So why am I getting, why am I failing? And I got people trying to argue with me in the comments. Well, they go back 15 years. Like I said earlier, they could go back 20 to 25. It wouldn't make a difference. I don't do drugs. So there should have been no reason why I failed it. So anyways, being that the hair follicle wasn't mandated by DOT, it doesn't show up on my clearinghouse. The urinalysis, that is for DOT, but I passed that. So I'm fine with that. When they go look at my clearinghouse, I don't have no drug, no alcohol violation, none of that. So if they was to look on if I ever failed a test, none of that's gonna show up. It does not show up. I already checked. I know what my file look like, so no one can tell me what's on there because I already seen it. I already checked. I'm constantly looking at my report to make sure I'm in good standing at all times, because I understand how sensitive these things can be in this industry. Just one little mess up can cause a trickle-down effect. I get all that. I get how one ticket could affect your whole shit. I understand all that. So I like to, be in the know of what my report looks like. So I'm good on that. So don't try to tell me, oh yeah, they can still find out. No, they can't. No, they can't. No, they can't. Anyways, yeah, man. So once I went through that situation, never ever would I allow another company to cut my hair, whether it's on my head, my arms, my facial hair, my armpits. I don't care. They're not getting my hair. No way, never again, because I just don't trust it anymore. It's not reliable. And that's another reason why DOT doesn't allow it, because it's not 99% accurate. And a couple of people try to argue me down. Oh, well, the hair follicle test is accurate. If it's so accurate, why did I fail it? And why are so many other people failing it? And if it's so accurate, why doesn't the DOT recognize it as so, allowing it to be, passed for DOT? They won't allow it because it's not accurate. So don't argue with me, argue with yourself. But yeah, man, that's that little story. And that's when I first tried to get my CDO. Just didn't work out. Luckily for me, a couple of years later, I found the company. I found, what's the name of the company? Damn, I forgot the name of the company, but I found the name of the company. It was founded on Amazon. They was offering CDO, free CDO school for Amazon. And I seen that. I jumped on the opportunity. I went to a 4-week school. They did take a drug test, but it was only urine. Obviously, I passed that because I don't do drugs. They passed that. If it was for hair, I would have respectfully declined it. I'm not going through that shit again. And I got my CDL through a different program, and the rest was history. And here I am. But yeah, man, the hair follicle test, I don't mess with it. I don't mess with it. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. You go do your own thing. You go figure it out for yourself. But I personally will never mess with it again, because my experience the first time was bad. So yeah, so that's why I would never go with a company that try to cut my hair. If I ever find a company I want to go with, and they're mentioning hair follicle, that's gonna be an automatic no for me. An automatic no. Nothing's gonna make me change my mind, because I just don't trust it anymore. I just don't trust it. As bad as I would like for the opportunity, and I could be like, you know what? I'm gonna give it another try, because I know I don't do nothing. I know I don't take any drugs. I don't do shit. So let me just go try it anyway, because I know I should be good. And then I fail it again. I just don't trust it anymore. Like, nope. That bridge is burnt, man. I just don't trust it. But if you're gonna take a hair follicle test, just be wary that it's a possibility. A possibility it could fail you, because they're not 99% accurate like the urinalysis. They're not as accurate as the urinalysis test. So just be wary of that. Yeah. So that's just that story on that. I just figure I tell the whole story, because I told a tiny bit of the story in a little short that I posted up, but I just wanted to go deeper into the story and how that all worked out for me in the end. But Yeah. Yo, I can't believe they really trying to send me home on a bus instead of putting me back on a plane. They're like, yeah, you failed your test? Yeah, we're sending you on a bus. You ain't worth the plane ticket on the way back. That was wrong of them, man. But luckily for me, I got myself out of there. So I would say between getting unloaded at the bottom to right now getting loaded at the top, it's been like 2.5 hours. But we unloaded. So we're gonna go in, yeah, they got my door shut. Go grab this paperwork. So I got my paperwork right here. So we're good to go, man. Good to go. I wanted to be nosy. So they're just now starting to load this up. Woo. They're just now getting to this trailer. I guess they wanted to get the trucks out the way first before they got to this, because it makes sense to do it like that. But let's pull out this door and let's keep it trucking, baby. So we have 40,764 pounds right here. Let's go peek at it. All right. Fully loaded. All right, man. So yeah, I looked at my my clock. It said I've been at this premises for 2 hours, 26 minutes. So I was pretty much right on the money with it when I said 2.5 hours. So get up there, get latched up there. I gotta clean all this off too before I pull off. Yeah, so now that we're loaded, we're gonna bring this to the yard. I'm just gonna do a quick drop-in hook. Yeah, I'm gonna do a quick drop-in hook at the yard. I mean, I hate to do it right here, but I mean, where else am I gonna do it? Where else am I gonna do it? So we're gonna go drop this bad boy at the yard, pick up an empty, bring that empty to mass containers, where we're gonna drop the empty and pick up loaded with bales, and we're gonna bring them bales to New Hampshire. We're gonna get unloaded there. I'm gonna go right to the bottom, and we're gonna get reloaded with something else. So busy day, let's get it. So I went to the yard and I dropped off that other trailer, and I actually bobtailed here. So I bobtailed here, and now I'm gonna go inside and get the paperwork. But I have 2 trailers. I'm not sure which one they're gonna have me take. So typically when there's 2 trailers, I'll just I'll set myself up underneath whatever one I think I'm gonna take, or whichever one, you know, I want to back myself underneath. And then I go get my paperwork to see which one I'm gonna take. If for any reason I take that one over there, I'll just back underneath that one. But yeah, it just saved me a little bit of time from dropping and hooking. Oh, I need my phone. Yeah, but it saved me a little bit of time from dropping and hooking once I got here. So it worked out good for me. So all I gotta do is grab my paperwork, continue hooking to one of those trailers back there, and then I'm on my way, man. So far the day's been going pretty smooth. It's not as cold out anymore. I'm gonna probably take this hoodie off because I hate driving with jackets and hoodies on. I really hate it, and it doesn't matter how cold it is outside, man. Once I'm comfortable in the truck and it's warm enough, I'm not gonna want no jacket, no hoodie. But it was real cold all morning, so, and I just decided to leave it on. But now that I know I got like almost a 3-hour ride, get comfortable and take the hoodie off. Just feel the natural air, you know. But yeah, time to get in here. Hope I get my paperwork nice and easy so I can roll, man. Roll. So I got the paperwork. I was probably in that office for like 10 minutes waiting on somebody to come. I don't always get lucky when I go in there. Sometimes I go in and there's someone ready, you know, to get the paperwork, and sometimes I gotta wait. Sometimes I gotta find them. Sometimes someone else gotta find them. But I'm right behind, I'm right under the right trailer. So this is the trailer I'm taking. So I'm gonna have to dump my airbags a little bit because this is so high. They do this shit all the time, man. I swear, like the last few times I've been coming here, I always have to dump my airbags just to get under this trailer. But let me go ahead and do that, and we can hook to this trailer and roll out. I don't know who's the yacht jockey here, but I'm gonna have to let him know, or let somebody here know, that they gotta stop putting this trailer down. They gotta stop putting it down too low. Every time I come here now, it never fails. But we're hooked. Well, we're not hooked, but we're connected. Yeah, I don't like tangled lines. Check. Check the locking jaws. Yeah, man, every time I come here, fucking trailer's always mad low. So I gotta dump my airbags, and even then when I back underneath it, sometimes it still hits my tire. Well, not this time around, but the last time around, I dumped my airbags and it was still too low. So when I was trying to back up, it was hitting my tire. I'm like, damn. So I had to pull up and just back out, back under it with some speed, and I was able to hook it. And there's not no yacht jockey here in the yacht horse or nothing. He be in a regular truck, but it's hard to figure out who he is because there's also other bobtails around here coming to pick up their loads or bring back their empties. So you never know who's the real yacht jockey. Crazy, but they need to stop putting these shit so far down. All right. We're gonna go check the back. But yeah, this is the right one. So far, every time I take a guess and I back underneath the one I think it is always the one that I'm supposed to be taking. See, this is why it's important to always check your trailer before taking off, because look at this. Open. So we are loaded, so this is ready to go. But I might have to pull forward. Let me see. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull forward in order to close it. I don't know why they just don't close this shit once they pull it out the door, or before they back it. Like, you know, if they try to close the doors before they get over here, they'll be fine. I don't know. But I'm gonna pull up forward and we're gonna go shut the doors. It's getting windy. Man, this tire look like it's getting flat. I don't know if you guys can see that, but that tire look, I don't know if y'all can see from this angle, but that tire look like it could use some air. I'm gonna take a picture of it. Yeah, that bad boy look like it's going flat. I'm gonna keep an eye on that. But alright, we are shut the correct way now. Both latches are latched. Lights are good. Yeah, I don't like how that tire look. It could just need some air. That one doesn't look like that one. I'm gonna go around the other side, get a double look. Look at these flaps. The fuck happened here? Yeah, this tire needs some air in it, man. You can see it. It needs some air. So Gonna send a picture. I'm gonna just send a picture just to be on the safe side. I know they'll put some air in it once I get this trailer back to the yard. But the show must go on, baby. Let's go. So I'm in New Hampshire, and you guys, what I was supposed to do before I left the last place, I was supposed to put my food inside of the heater. So that way by the time, you know, when I'm like halfway, a little over halfway here, I could just, you know, plug it in and it'll be nice and warm for me to eat. But I forgot to do all that before I left the last place. So now I had to plug it in. I plugged this in about 20 minutes ago. So it's nice and hot. I got chili. You can't really see the rice because it's underneath. But I plugged this in about 25 minutes ago. So the plate itself is hot, so it shouldn't take too long for the food to heat up. But I know I'm only gonna eat so much because I do wanna make sure I could have enough appetite for when I get home. I got another meal made for me. Oh man, I'm making a mess. I think that should be good. Alright. So, yeah. I wanted to heat this up about 25 minutes before I got here, but fucking forgot to put it inside of this. So now, it's gonna be a little minute. It shouldn't be too long, because like I said, this is already heated up because I turned it on. I plugged it in about 25 minutes ago, but there was no food in it. Let me clean this mess up. So I don't know how long it's gonna take, but I still gotta go to the bottom floor and get loaded. But let me go throw this out. I got some trash I'm gonna throw out, and I gotta use the bathroom, and we'll talk about it. So sorry I didn't get to show you guys some footage cracking open the back of the doors before putting it in the dock, but it's going on 3 o'clock. He leaves at 3, so I got here just in time. I just wanted to hurry up, get in the dock so I could get unloaded. So that way, you know, I can make downstairs because it's a little bit time consuming, grabbing the camera, turning it on, you know. I mean, it does take only a couple of minutes, but like I said, it's about to be 3 o'clock and I know he leaves at 3, so I just wanted to make sure I catch him, you know, but he got right to me right away. So yeah, man, I'm so hungry, man. I'm glad I had 2 bananas left with me. I had 2 bananas left with me in my lunchbox, so I ate the bananas just to hold me over for right now. So by the time I'm done with this and I get out of here to go down at the bottom and back in at the bottom dock, hopefully by the time then, my food will be warm. I don't need it piping hot, as long as it's warm enough to where, you know, how I like it. Because I do like hot food. But, excuse me. I do like hot food, but it doesn't have to be hot. As long as it's good enough, you know, warm enough for my liking, I'm cool with it. So while I'm in the door downstairs getting loaded, I'm gonna be eating my chili. Yeah, and just waiting to get loaded, and then by then we head out of here. I know I'm not gonna be back at the yard until about maybe going on 6 o'clock, 6:30 the latest. You know, it just all depends on what the traffic look like on the way back. So right now we're just waiting for him to unload me, and then straight downstairs we go to get reloaded, and that's just gonna be our day. So being that I'm going down at the bottom to get loaded, I'm not gonna shut the doors, but I do still need my paperwork. So I swept out the trailer so I could get done quicker. There's another guy from my job at the bottom trying to get loaded. Well, supposed to be coming in, but my guy's leaving, so he said he can't get to him. So this is as clean as it's gonna get. Not too bad. And he's just cleaning that up, so that way he could just get right out of here once I get my paperwork. So we're gonna get the paperwork. We're gonna go around the corner, right at the bottom, get reloaded with some jumbo paper rolls, a different kind of jumbo paper rolls, and then we're out of here, man. And that will conclude my day, man. So that's the bottom door right here. So right now it looks pretty clear, the back end. So get as close as I can. All right, checked in the door. Empty right now, so they're gonna get right to me, which is perfect. Oh man, I'm hungry. I'm praying my food is done. All right, man, so the little bubble didn't pop up yet. The button didn't pop up yet, but it doesn't matter to me. I don't see any steam. That's the only thing I don't like. I don't see steam. It seems like it is hot. All right, I can see some steam now that I'm moving it around. Let's give it a taste. All right. This is good enough. It's not hot to where I'm doing that, but it's definitely warm enough to enjoy it. So while I'm getting loaded, I'm gonna eat my chili, and by the time I'm done eating, they should be done. Pull out of this door, seal her up, finito. So yeah, I'm gonna eat my food. I'm hungry. So I got my sale, I got my paperwork. I don't know if I could shut these doors down here. It doesn't look like it's too much at a slant, but it still might not shut, but I'm gonna just check anyway. And there goes our paper. All right, so this is not gonna shut right here. So I am gonna have to pull out and just go all the way around the corner. I try to avoid doing that because the school's about to be out, or school is out. And I didn't want to go all the way around the corner, but I'm going to have to just do that anyway. So yeah, man, let's pull all the way out and just go all the way around the corner so I can seal up these doors. Alright, so I should be good now to shut it. Sometimes it's a little tricky right here because sometimes I'll think I'm leveled out, but it'll be off just a smidge and then I have to pull up a couple of inches. But on a good note, I did miss the school buses, so I did just see one bus when I was coming around the corner, but other than that, I haven't seen no other school bus, and I missed the kids, so that's a perfect thing too. All right. Yeah, so I'm able to close these doors right here, baby. Oh yeah, by the way, before I got here, when I left the last place, I noticed that my tire. I don't want to get sidetracked, so let me go ahead and seal this up first. But yeah, I noticed that my tire, was low. So now it looks good. It doesn't look low like it did look because I have a mechanism on it where it naturally inflates it. My apologies, you guys. My camera died out, but check this out. I'm back at the yard. As you can see, it's dark out. It's going on 6:30 at night. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll see you guys in the next one.